We are back at it again here with another video with the Invest for Tomorrow. To the first time viewers and investors, welcome to the channel. To all subscribers, welcome back. Here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to have consolidation here within today's volatility between 370 and 374. It broke through yesterday's support of 375 that we mentioned and rejected nearly at 374. Now within today's volatility, our SPY bot sent out a bull indicator at 10:20 a.m. and from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 100% plus within minutes, guys. If you guys want to receive this clarity and edge over the charts, you can now gain access to it as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots, and becoming part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. So here we are with the SPY pulling back down after trying to bring itself back up here in the after hours, pulling downwards back to retest that support of 370 to 368. And we're going to break down some key levels and data points coming out tomorrow that will be crucial, guys. But before we break it all down, I want to share with you guys the home run opportunity I mentioned this morning over at the Discord. So the home runs of the day were spectacular and beyond expectations. And if you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. And by joining, you'll become part of a growing community of investors all looking to learn and grow together. So our first home run was from our Tesla bot. Our Tesla bot sent out a bull indicator at 9:35 a.m. And from that moment forward, inflows crossed the midpoint to the upside, full strength on 42 vision, and call options went up 200% plus within an hour, guys. And our second home run, we caught this one early on in the pre-market, AFIB. It was pulling downwards and consolidated towards the bell. And after the bell, the inflows picked up with strength crossing the midpoint to the upside. It got a bull indicator and within minutes, it hit a highest point of 20% plus, guys. If you guys want to know about these stocks early on in the pre-market and receive this edge and clarity of the charts, check out the link down below in the description to the Discord. We look forward to having you join us and we strive for opportunities like these every single day. Let's jump into these charts. So here we are with the SPY, the S&P 500 index, continuing to fight here within this consolidation and hitting a dip area once again here today in the pre-market hours, going into the bell, and right now here in the after hours. We're going to break down what's going on here in today's chart and some key data points that I'm watching going into tomorrow. As you see, I'm popping up here on the screen. We're going to break it all down with non-farm payroll as well as the unemployment data. Now I'm going to pull up the bull and bear indicators and the inflow versus outflow, which you can now gain access to as well. The link is down below in the description to the 42 vision indicator, getting connected over to our bots and becoming part of a growing community of investors, all looking to learn and grow together by using these resources to maximize in either direction, whether stocks are going up or going down. And in today's video, I'm going to pull up the inflow versus outflow indicator, which adds that extra layer of confirmation and gives us that edge within the volatility. So here we are under a bear indicator since yesterday after the Fed meeting. Those outflows dominated, and today, all of the day, even though it tried to bring itself back up, you could see how that dip was getting bought up, but not enough to impact the chart to the upside with full strength because those inflows stayed below the midpoint, with the outflows dominating, guys. You could see it right there. Never crossed back up on the 30-minute. And within the volatility on the 15-minute, you could see here how short-lived those inflow crosses were. The consolidation here, that's why things were sideways. And outflows dominated most of the day. And the outflows crossed again towards the end of the day. And here we are, back below it and under a bear indicator, canceling that bull indicator from earlier today on the 15-minute chart, and no bull indicator just yet on the 30-minute, and that bear indicator from yesterday is dominating. Now, I want to break down with you guys here what is significant about the data coming out tomorrow, guys. The non-farm payroll is going to be important, but the most important one is going to be the expectations, right, of the unemployment data. And we're in an environment right now with the markets that bad news is good news. So if unemployment is rising, it goes to show that the Fed's actual monetary policy is doing something over the economy. If we continue to have numbers of unemployment below that 3.6 expectation like we did last month, that is where things are going to get stirred up very quickly, because the Fed, even though they just actually did a 0.75 rate hike and they've done the previous ones, it shows that they're still behind the curve and they got some work to do, guys. It can make uncertainty rise really, really quickly. And going into tomorrow, watching the VIX will be crucial as it's falling while the market is sitting sideways. Something very important to keep in mind. And then also we have here the 10-year treasury to watch, guys. The 10-year treasury continues to spike up, and the longer it goes higher, the more uncertainty it could create and volatility over the markets. Something to keep in mind as well and to not overlook. But let's talk about some key levels here and what I'm watching. The first thing is, obviously, we want these inflows to pick up here on the 30-minute and start pushing up over the midpoint, and also the resistance of 375 to get broken through, guys. Once that gets turned into a staircase effect here and it starts pushing up higher, the next resistance above that is 380. Now the support is 370. We're now below it after hours. As I've been doing this recording from the beginning of the video, it was sitting at around 370. Now we're below it at 369.95 at the time of this recording, and the outflows are dominating still and transition from green to red. And then we also have the support of the day here of 368. If that gets broken through, the next support is 365, and below that will be $3.60. And some people will like to use 362. Some people are also speculating that we could quickly go back down towards 357, something to not overlook as well. But when you look at the bigger picture here on the 1 hour, those outflows were huge yesterday, right? They fell down, they kind of sat sideways today. But look at all these inflows picking up, guys. If this continues to pick up, once it crosses that midpoint, it'll start to reflect really, really quickly into the charts, right? So something to keep in mind here on the 1 hour chart. Even though the outflows are still dominating, they're green right now, but it's something to monitor. If it tries to bring itself back up, and if it breaks through 375 and heads towards 380, did it cross with these inflows to the upside again? Because look, once those inflows cross, look how strong the moves are. Look at that inflow right there as well. Back here, bull indicator as well. So if a bull indicator pops up to cancel this bear indicator from the last 3 days, that is something to keep in mind on the 1 hour chart, as these inflows are green right now and they're still below the midpoint. So it shows us that outflows are dominating. But if it stays green and continues to get closer to the midpoint, something to keep in mind. On the 15-minute, I'll be watching if these inflows can pick back up and cross the midpoint and cancel that bull indicator with any strength back up with the bull indicator. And on the 30-minute is what we're watching the most here within this consolidation. Could it stay above 368 or use it as support to bounce back up? And how close are we here to the inflows in tomorrow's trading day? And if it could cross over, because that's a pretty close one, or will it reject? I look forward to seeing your thoughts down below. And as I stated earlier in the video, those data points will be crucial, and especially the unemployment data. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and perspective alone. If it comes in lower, it could actually spark more volatility to the downside. And if it comes in higher, bad news for the economy is good news for the markets. Remember, that's the type of environment that we're in. Again, this is my perspective and opinion alone, not financial advice. That's what I'm looking for. It doesn't guarantee that it's going to move like that, but based off what it's shown in the previous times, if we come in higher, what it says to the markets is the Fed's work is working, right? If it comes in lower, the Fed's work is not working and they have more work to do. That's the way things are looking right now, and that's how I'm looking at it. Just because I look at it this way doesn't mean you have to as well. Do your own research, do your own due diligence, but just sharing my insight again and my perspective and opinions alone. As always, guys, we'll see what happens tomorrow. I'm going to be watching for these bear indicators on the 15-minute, 30-minute, and 1 hour to get canceled and these inflows to pick up, and if they cross the midpoint going into tomorrow, guys. As always, guys, thank you guys so much for watching, and let's make some money.